Welcome everyone. Welcome back to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Happy Thursday, guys. We are just skirting around Bitcoin all-time highs right now, and it's just amazing that we did not completely, burn out last night. We actually held these levels, and also Ethereum held up really strong as well. So we're gonna get into the charts. We're just gonna get right into it and show you the bullish momentum that's happening right now with Bitcoin. And so let's get the camera going. Let's make sure everything is going good. Welcome everyone. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. Make sure you do not miss any of these updates, because currently right now Bitcoin is sitting at $111,289 per Bitcoin, and we have the president basically saying that basically crypto is pumping and is going to pump and is going to continue to pump along with the stocks. We have X stocks, we got tokenized stocks coming into play. We have a lot of bullish narratives and regulatory clarity now that we have all been waiting for this entire time. For years, we've been wanting the institutions to play ball and not do the whole Operation Choke Point, which is, debanking crypto companies and suing crypto companies and basically doing lawfare against these crypto companies. And so now we have regulatory clarity coming in for stable coins, for just for how crypto chains and companies will be listed. If they're, the big one is going to be that there were this brokerage rule that certain DeFi protocols would have to be listed as a broker, and then they would have to be regulated in a completely different manner than what it is right now, which would defeat the purpose of it being, a decentralized protocol, whatever it may be. So now that is not part of the provision of registering with a DeFi company, not going to be having to register as a broker, which would basically toss things up even more. So we have the ETFs are coming down the pipe. Those are coming towards new deadlines of ETFs for XRP, Solana, I think AVAX, Dogecoin, Litecoin. Solana is the big one as well. Like Solana and XRP definitely being one of the top ETFs as with altcoins that is going to be, possibly being traded as early as maybe even this year, or possibly just going into next year once we get the clearing. So that's going to be huge. We're going to cover some of that. But I think getting into the price action here, it's looking really good. And as we've been mentioning, crypto YouTube is just a ghost town. It's Bitcoin all-time highs right now, and there is no excitement from retail. I don't even think people that are in crypto are as excited as I thought they would be around during these times of hitting an all-time high. You can just tell by the algorithm, the metrics, just view across all channels, major channels, the views are down. If people are watching, or you see a lot of numbers on a channel, I don't even want to believe it, because it's like they're either paid viewers or bot accounts, and it's just because there's no way. There is absolutely no interest right now in crypto, and it's fascinating to be in crypto right now in the most bullish times we've ever seen in terms of the landscape of crypto, and there's the interest that is at its lowest point since 2022. And coming out of the FTX crash. So basically, or actually even before going into COVID, or before COVID, it was just flatlined. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to pull retail in and actually start getting people to watch content again, be interested in crypto. I don't know. My guess was, I made a short. We talked about it yesterday on one of the live streams, and we produced a short, and we were talking about how the crypto gaming revolution could be one of those things that gets people more interested again in crypto. One of the things that we've been noticing is that a lot of interest is coming back into World of Warcraft and a lot of these classic games that people used to play in the early 2000s in the millions, and Grand Theft Auto as well. So you got to think, Grand Theft Auto being one of the biggest, most popular game franchises for Rockstar Games. You got to think of the rumors that there is going to be some type of blockchain NFT crypto integration with GTA 6 or GTA 5, whichever one is. Yeah, I think it's GTA 6. We're going to have crypto. And then World of Warcraft is getting all these major updates, and they're basically, I think they're going to be doing a World of Warcraft 2. And as if you know, in World of Warcraft or in most MMO RPGs, there's usually an auction house or a marketplace, and there's an in-game currency, whether it be gold or whatever it is. This might be one of those big moments in crypto gaming that is going to really revolutionize stuff, where they could potentially have the auction house be connected into real world assets, and then we can actually get and extract value out of playing these games for hours. Because before, you would just play these games for hours and hours and hours, and I mean, yeah, you're getting in-game rewards, but it didn't equate to what you're spending your actual time on. So now if your time can be monetized truly inside of these games like this, then this is going to be huge. So now Vulcan Forge is already doing this. You got to think Vulcan Forge with Vulcanverse and the NFT land and all of the different things that are happening in that ecosystem, which is very niched. They're already testing these things and how it could be implemented already for years now. So think about when billions and billions of dollars come into play with Blizzard and integration into blockchain with the power of Blizzard. This is where it can get pretty crazy. We're going to have crypto. We're going to have an auction house that's going to generate actual tokens and in-game gold, NFTs. I mean, just imagine. It'll be phenomenal. And that will be, I think, the thing to actually get people to even start playing World of Warcraft again. Like even the people that played it back in the day, they're going to go, whoa, I gotta try this. And I think that's just my guess. It's just a theory. Don't quote me on this. It's just a theory. But I think either that or the Grand Theft Auto implementation of being able to generate income inside the games is going to be. We're going to have. It cut me off, but it's going to be revolutionary. I really think it'll be revolutionary. If you agree with that, make sure you repost this short here and hit that heart button. But yeah, no, to answer your question, I did not get my Go tokens. I was complaining actually to Go Pulse. I even tagged them. I tagged them and said, "Hey, I have displayed your website for months and months and months and months, and about looking at the Pulse chain ecosystem, and I didn't get any airdrop. I didn't get any thank you, and they've been taking 3% from all my swaps because I was using the swap portion, the swap in here. So I don't think that's very fair. So you can clip this, and I will clip this myself too, and I will send it to the GoPulse team and be like, guys, you gotta reward your people here, because if you had airdropped me Go tokens, I would have been pulling up the chart, showing the Go token chart, and so I don't know. You win some, you lose some, but it just shows that you could be, you could be talking about a project all day, every day. Doesn't mean you're going to get rewarded by it. You just it is what it is. Crypto is all about free marketing. People love that free marketing. It's just like the KOL sometimes do it unbeknownst to their own, intellect, because we're smart, but honestly, sometimes when it comes with, talking about certain projects, we're kind of dumb because, that should cost money, but it should cost you something. But no, we're just, all jokes aside, we regardless if we get paid or not, we talk about the things that we like. We talk about the things that we use. And, to be honest, I mean, there's not really, there's no one, especially a project that's like paying us to talk about something. And I mean, we've always said if we did, we would let you know, be like, hey, this, paid sponsorship, paid partnership, but also I like the coin. I mean, so, and you haven't heard me say that yet, so hasn't happened. But we're going to get into the action here. Let's get into what's actually happening in terms of the altcoins. The altcoins on the daily have just been ripping it, especially Pingu. Pingu definitely has been, it wasn't moving. It was moving a little bit, but it was going sideways. It was going sideways. And now it just popped. It just popped 31%. And this is, I'm going to tell you guys, this is what starts to happen when we get back into the exciting times. When we start getting back into a little bit of the momentum with the altcoins. It's just, it doesn't happen to all of them all at the same time, but you'll start to see like Pepe, SHIB, Doge, Floki, I mean the Trump coin. You'll start to see Dog with Hat. That's starting to pick up some speed. You'll start to see MOG and SPX 6900. All like you'll just start to see meme after meme after meme popping 30%, 40%, 30%. And then there's going to be some drop. There's going to be some pullbacks, but this is what happens. And then before you know it, some of these altcoins are going to be recovering 30, 40% average in a matter of days. And this is where the whole DCAing strategy actually comes into play of being successful, especially if you're DCAing and buying the dips of some of these coins. And it doesn't have to be meme coins. We're just using, meme coins as an example. But it's just, it is going to really start to go crazy here. And so one of those, I think, is, and now we got the Sprotos in here. Let's go. We got Vamp for the first time, or maybe at least in the chat. We got Vamp in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to the Sprotos. Love it. All right, so we're going to show you a couple charts. We'll show you the Pepe chart. The Pepe chart is really nice as well because it's actually technically still in its bottomed out range. It hasn't broken out just yet. I mean, it did one time. So we've marked a lot of our favorite coins, especially the memes in these bottomed ranges, and also some of the altcoins too. We like to look and see like, okay, well, we're still pretty close to this bottom here. And if you're DCAing and accumulating these things and you're just look, Clean Living. I will ban you. I will ban you, Clean Living. If Clean Living says anything else, mods, silence. Silence that account. But what's going on, Clean Living? All right. So even just at this range right now, Pepe going back to all-time highs, that's 170%. So, I mean, that's not too bad. But I know you guys want, like, the juicy, like, red light district, slap your grandma kind of gains. So, Vamp is funny. She said, we all should learn more indeed. I like these clever glasses and clever words. He said, well, I don't know if I'm clever, but I am just enough autistic and ADHD and maybe slightly even funny to be able to possibly get your attention and also help you learn something. But I mean, we're all just learning here. Crypto is this giant experiment that's happening, basically, internet magic money experiment that we're all taking part of. And the way that you take part of the experiment is you jump in and test out these things, like learn about the meme coins, learn about the alts, learn about the layer twos, learn where these institutions are eventually going to flood their their capital into, because guess what? We're not the ones with the capital. Do you want to know who has the capital? It's people like the Grant Cardones and the Sailors and those dudes, those guys. They get access to capital. The hedge funds, the Van Ex, the Black Rocks. This is where that money is actually coming from to pump our bags. We never thought it was actually going to be true, but now it really is true. Like, retail never had the money to pump the bags to begin with. That's a fallacy. We want it to happen. We want that to happen too. We hope it does. But the pumps are coming from institutional capital and printed fiat money that they can borrow against their stock, against their shares, against all this stuff that we're not able to do. Because compared to them, we're very poor. But we're going to change that. And how do you change it? You buy a bottomed out chart. You buy a bottom chart and you ride it till, till the sun comes up. So what I believe to be the strategy, and it doesn't have to be with it, like, I'm just going to mention a few coins that I think has had a pretty bottomed out chart for what I can tell, is the best one, which actually James Slammerman, where is it? It was this. I was like, I could spot that chart from a mile away. It's like, I've looked at the ticker Bitcoin chart for so long that I could just see this chart, and if James didn't post it, I would have been like, yeah, that's the ticker chart. It's the best chart in the world. I love it. It's great. It shows you all these opportunities where you're an idiot, and all the opportunities on the bottom also where you were stupid as well. No, I don't want to call anyone an idiot or stupid, but I will say that this chart is a great representation of conviction at the bottoms, because you can see whenever this coin has hit, the deathly hollows of bear market moments, mini bear markets, it's always managed to pump back up and slam into all-time highs. So this is where I get some confidence in buying a coin that is in this stages right now, or at least back into it. Because if you think about it, we explained this yesterday, all altcoins went down 86 to 90% on average. All of them. It wasn't just, it was only your altcoin that went down. No, it was everyone's altcoin. It was the entire altcoin market bled into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin kept its momentum against altcoins, where altcoins were kind of given a little bit of a pump and then basically was just emptying out into Bitcoin. And it shows by the dominance. When you look at the Bitcoin dominance, that's how you can tell that that's what was basically happening from basically the beginning of if you look, dominance only went down a little bit to 62%, and then if you think in May, okay, that was when we probably got a little bit of if we look at May altcoins, probably, yeah, let's go to total 3 and then look at May. Yeah, so that makes sense. If you go to total 3 and then you look at May, dominance was going down, and then finally we got everything, including BTC and ETH, went up. And so the dominance correlation between the total 3, which is basically this is where you can start to think, oh man, I really need to start paying attention to the dominance as well, because now we can actually start to see the dominance trending down a little bit. And if we can get back into that level there, you can see where in May we had that nice little pump. And also that was a pump out of a kind of descending wedge here. You can see we had another, kind of mini descending kind of regression going for the alts. We're starting to break out of that and test up to previous resistance. Then you can look and see overall, I think on the total 3, we've mentioned this before, that it's actually in a cup and handle breakout. The cup and handle breakout target is to get altcoins to 1.3 trillion total. That's excluding BTC. Remember, excluding BTC and ETH. Oh, and another thing to point out, just real quick, the ETH BTC ratio is breaking out, and it's starting to do a true. It's not like a pretty V-shaped recovery, because it had a nice pump and then it started going sideways. You can see here, it just kind of started going sideways a little bit. But I think it's going to be respecting these Fibonacci extension levels and going back up to that 0.382. And now to connect this to the Fibonacci extension levels, we have a Fibonacci extension level that we want to point out on Coinbase here. Check it out. Coinbase Fibonacci extension level is 120,000. Okay, so once we break the all-time high again, and we're gonna go up to 115 really fast. This is just my opinion. I think 115 is gonna come right around the corner. It's gonna happen. I mean, gosh, it could happen today, because the fact that we have this and actually Ched's Trading was talking about how these doji candles that happen on a bigger time frame can actually signify bullish momentum in price. And the fact that we didn't get a bigger bodied doji candle right here, to where we had like a big volume, kind of spike, and then also just like going down and then staying at under 110, we actually are staying above 111, which is previous resistance right here. And then also, if you go back, we've actually crushed the all-time high previous resistance here, and we just really have done very well with keeping the momentum and the strength of Bitcoin. Let's go. We got the Sprotos in the house. Like, the X algorithm is pumping. We love it. This is why I like the Sprotos and the ticker Bitcoin holders, because honestly, like, if you use that hashtag and they just come in droves, and then all of a sudden you have a meme that was made in 2 seconds and pertains to what you were talking about, and this is how quick the egregore is. It just creates. It just goes. It's like cell division. It's like the moment you go in, it's like, and it's just like, and you can't stop it. And that's why I think that meme is going to take over, in terms of raw organic shilling and like old school. Like, you're going to see ticker Bitcoin stickers, Sprotos. You're going to see the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 thing. You might even start seeing that in Walmart, and people are going to be like, what is that? And you're going to say, well, it's Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. And then you say real quietly, you whisper it, but the ticker's Bitcoin. And then the head spins around like 3 times. They do a backflip eating a chicken nugget, and then they're dipping it and then they come back up and they go, whoa! And they talk like Bill and Ted for the rest of their lives. So I don't know what you're paying attention to, but no, I like the ticker. I like the ticker. We're going to pull up the ticker chart right now. Let's look at it. Okay, so here's the ticker chart. This is actually the chart from the Uniswap wrapped Ethereum pair version 3, Uniswap 3, right here. We've basically had this trend. We had this trend right here. We broke off the trend. We kind of broke off the trend here. Broke off that trend, the trend line, if that's what you want to call it. It's kind of a busty trend line, but I put kind of this through line of support here at 6 cents. I was like, 6 cents is just still a mega entry, because I think 3 cents was the ultimate mega bottom. So 3 cents was just the absolute bottom. $0.06 is even a great bottom because it's established support right here. You can see it all through in different points. You got 6 cents. 7 cents is really great support. The last time every time we've gone back up into the 6-7 cent range from a low, it's pumped 400%. We did a pump right here, 200%, 250 on this support out of here on 6 cents. Let's see, is there a candle? Yeah, candle right there. You can see we pumped 300%. So it's like every time we've been in the 6-7 cent range, we've pulled at least a 4x minimum. And then one of them being I think the biggest in support of 6 cents right here was the move up about almost 500%, which was 458%, going up to the last top, which was where all of the strong coins were trading at their peaks and tops at the end of the year where we had the Trump pump. Now, this is fascinating. We figured out what this candle was. This candle right here, this wick, was from a early whale that had a pretty decent amount of the supply, and it ended up selling here at the very top in 3 different clips that totaled about, I don't know, it was millions. It was millions of dollars of ticker Bitcoin. And the moment that happened, in one day, it was bought right back up and brought back into the right back into the range. So, with any other coin, I feel like that would have crushed the coin and probably sent it into, oblivion. But it was bought back up, but you can see that it was perfectly timed, though. I will say, whoever did that, they were smart, because then the entire market went down. So, you got to pay yourself, but I wonder if that same person was like, man, what a play. And then they're just going to buy more down here. Who knows? Who knows? But because like people are going to analyze stuff and they're going to go through and they'll be like, what the heck was that? Well, that's what that was. But we've seen what happens when you get millions of dollars trying to sell on a coin that has like no liquidity, and that was Ohm. So we'll show you what happened when a coin that's like doesn't have any liquidity, like a super thin liquidity. This is what happens. It does something like this. It goes boom. It just go. See, there's no giant wick on this one to buy it back up. It wasn't like, oh, we trust this coin now. No, it just like it went to zero. it went to zero. And so you have to watch out. You have to watch out. But this is a great chart. And so if you're looking at charts that are still like in a really great buy zone, I think ticker Bitcoin's a great one. I think Wojak, me and Headband have been talking. He's like, bro, I think you're right about ticker Bitcoin, Wojak, and Pepe. He's like, especially Wojak. Hold on, wait, that was the wrong one. Let's go back. Let's go to the right one. Market cap. Yeah. Like, people just like fade Wojak for no reason. There's absolutely no reason. Like, the chart looks good. Every time Ethereum's looked good and has pumped, like Wojak just follows. It just does really well. It's got great liquidity. The liquidity's locked. The supply is, look, the liquidity providers, that's it. It's 99.9%. I think it's, it's fully locked. There's no, like, I don't even think exchanges have much of the supply. This is what, it's just like, coins like this is like where we could rally behind something. Like enough people bought Wojak and held it into freaking ETH all-time highs. Just imagine, it would be like a SHIB run. And I'm just using Wojak as an example. I mean, you could think of this as for Brett. You can think of it for Bobo. You could. I mean, what else? I mean, there's probably a few other coins that you could say like it could be so easy to rally behind these things. And so this is like, I mean, you think about it, like when I look at charts like this and I compare it to when we were having like euphoric points in the markets, it makes so much sense. I'm like, wow, okay, that makes sense. Like I remember ETH like was doing really well in the first beginnings, Q1 in last year. It was doing well. And then you can see the result of Ethereum, which is like when Ethereum's doing well, then it signals for the whole altcoin like idea in general to be bullish. Because think about it. I've said this before, but then I heard someone else say it, and I was like, exactly. Elliot Trades was on Thread Guy's channel. He was getting interviewed, and he said the same thing. He was like, you guys got to realize that like institutions and like big money, like when the second largest crypto by market cap isn't doing so well, what makes you think they're going to like put the risk on and start flooding cash into buying our bags for all these other things? It's just not going to happen. So once Ethereum starts to do well, then that's the signal for risk on across the market to start gearing up and gaming on. And then on an institutional level, the institutions now have a green light to be like, okay, like Ethereum, they're like, now they're saying, oh, Ethereum looks good here. You know, the everyone's been saying that, and it's funny because now institutions are saying, okay, yeah, Ethereum looks good here. They're flowing it into the ETF. They're starting to get ready for, I think, Ethereum ETF staking. So then institutions can now earn yield. Which you got to think, when you got millions of dollars into an ETF that's earning yield and staking yield, that's easy money for these people. That's just like, can just set it, forget it. They don't even have much volatility that they have to worry about, and they're getting paid a dividend. That's what is the juice. Because when you have a lot of capital, you don't have to take very, very many high-risk plays. When you have less capital, what do you think? Why do you think we are buying memes? Because we don't have the same capital as to just generate easy yield, which is what rich people do. So you wonder why people are gambling or sports betting or the idea of a meme trading, or just this in general, the idea or the sentiment, the thought process. This is why. All right, we want to acknowledge the chat. Sorry, I've been running my mouth. We got Headband in the house. We got Code Adoration, loves the Ticky Bicky, the ticker Bitcoin. We call it the tickets. We said we hold these tickets to be self-evident that not every coin is created equal. All right, so let's see. AI Griff bought $30 worth just in case of guns on Soul. Just dropped. Oh, it's coin for the shooter Fortnite. Good player rug. Don't know, but it's 4 hours old. 124 holders. Yeah, okay, so Stay Calm is asking, what is the contract address for Wojak? Yeah, this is the contract address. Is right here. It's OX, 502, and then the end of it is 9 AAB. So there. But yeah, I'm always very surprised about the fadiness of Wojak. Like why? Oh yeah. I remember guns. Yeah, I actually AI Griff. Do you remember? I was talking about this. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a thing. It might be a thing. I remembered I was like, this guns, I think, yeah, it was last year at some point. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was talking about this. I think you said it was on Sol. Was it on Sol? Or it would be, or is it on ETH? Or no, sorry, you guys are talking about two different things. But yes, Wojak is on Ethereum, and it doesn't have, I don't think it has any wormhole bridge like to any other chain. If you're looking at like let's see, if you go to Wojak, and by the way, guys, if you want to know the history of this coin, it came out at the same time as Pepe. It literally came out the same time as Pepe, and right after Ticker, it was Ticker Bitcoin, and then after Ticker Bitcoin, we had MOG, SPX 6900. What else was around that 2-year mark? I think, Bobo was about 2 years old. There's a basket of these OG ETH memes that I think are it's kind of just like an obvious play to just be like, hold those and wait till ETH all-time high. Because if you look at those charts and see when ETH was pushing over 3,500, 4K, these things were just crushing it. Like if you were going to compare it to the gains across the whole market during these times, these outperformed everything. And one of them was Floki as well. Floki was one of those. It was just like, it's frustrating because it was all there in front of your face. And I've said this, I've used this example all the time, like about how easy it can be to get distracted and extracted from crypto Twitter with rugs, coins that are over here that look shiny, and it's like a derivative of the original thing that just like if you would have just held the original thing, you would have outperformed everything. So I kind of want to, this is like going back to memes basics. It's like going back to like memes basics. It's like, I look at all the launch pads, I look at all the tokens, I look at all those things, and I go, okay, that's cool, that's fun. It's like you can play that game, but where we have seen what can be done by not having to trade or having to jump in and out of different coins and keep recycling all these different coins to go back and forth, to go back in and out on market caps that aren't going to pass 1 million. This is where I think the magic is kind of just going back to the basics of what was just, conceived 2.5 years ago from these OG, like can't be created again type of memes, like the Pepe, like the Wojak, like Ticker Bitcoin. Bobo is even one of them too. It's just like he's the bear character. It's like Pepe's the bullish, Bobo's the bear. Wojak is the representation of the attitude and the aura of a human trying to figure out how to break out of the matrix. That's Wojak. Wojak is the representation of us. So it's like all these things you cannot recreate that. And there's a coin you can buy that has such a great chart. And then I'm using this as an example. You can use whatever the heck you want, but this is how I'm breaking down and how I'm looking at the market, which I think is very eye-opening. It's very eye-opening to then it's just like, Hyro, I did, and I don't right now, but it's not too late. I don't hold any Brett right now, but the beauty of it is that it's at its accumulation zone still. It's at $400 million market cap, and it was able to get to $2 billion. It still hasn't been listed on Coinbase, whilst other thin liquidity meme coins like Keyboard Cat and what was another one that was like, I was like, what? I was like, there was a couple that I did not understand that they listed those first before the most popular meme coin on base in volume and in terms of like sponsorships and partnerships and all that stuff, and just getting that blue toad out there. I was surprised. I was super surprised. Really surprised about that. But yeah, no, Brett's still a great option, I think. Let's see. Yeah, the market cap is yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and this thing was a year and 4 months old, man. Gosh, I just remember when I first saw this. I literally found it. And you guys remember, I mean, if you've been watching this channel long enough, I mean, we found this thing when it was like at like $100 million market cap. This is ridiculous. And yeah, I totally just I messed that one up. That's one of those stories of being like, man, and that's what I feel like about all of these different coins, like Brett, like Ticker Bitcoin, like Wojak, like Pepe, is just like, oh, there were so many opportunities to just like stick with what I already knew and liked and just saw it and had multiple opportunities. But luckily, crypto is the only place where you do get another opportunity, because there's obviously, as you can see, it doesn't go up forever. It still goes down, and we get opportunities with that consult. So really, it's a blessing. It's really, honestly, it's like, if you think about it, we're all complaining that ETH hasn't broken out yet in all-time highs, but if you think about it, it's given us an opportunity to accumulate still. So Bitcoin not going to $200,000 overnight, that's a blessing, because then you would feel really sidelined. You would feel massively sidelined. You would feel depressed, or you would feel all the different feelings. But this, I think, is great that we are getting these sideways actions. We get the consolidation. Who cares if the exchanges are scamming us and range trading it? You know what? At this point, good, because then it gives us an opportunity to buy a bottom chart and then test out being actually hodling for the reward, which comes with the risk. It is fully risky. You could lose all your money. Just remember that. It's not financial advice, everything that I'm saying, and you can lose all your money. But you can also lose all your money and have it go down in value 20, 30% by not investing. So which one is riskier? Not investing or investing? You tell me. Which one has more risk? You not having any skin in the game, or getting some skin in the game? My mind just went to make jokes, and I'm like, no, don't do it. How many Sprotos are in here? They're quick. They're quick. Leave it to the Sprotos or the Ticker Bitcoin people to immediately get it. Hyro, no, I had to sell all the I had sold all the Bitcoin so I could pay some debts. But here's the thing with Bitcoin, it's fine. It's okay. My average cost of Bitcoin was not really that great anyway. So if I think that Bitcoin over the next 10 years is going to be over $1 million, then if I can accumulate one Bitcoin still before it goes to $1 million, then your average cost is still pretty good. That's what people have to think about, is like, wait, if Bitcoin can truly get to $1 million per coin, and you are able to dollar cost average and accumulate even just one Bitcoin before it gets to $200,000, then that's still great. I mean, that's still amazing. I kind of sold near the top, so in my mind, it's like I'm not gonna make myself feel depressed about that. Like, I'm still going to accumulate. No big deal. It's really not that big of a deal. And really, truly, it's just maybe a degenerate's perspective, but historically, the meme coins and the alts, percentage-wise, in the bull run, will outperform Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's not going up 500% in 88 days. So So like if you look at the max peak kind of gains of what we're going to be seeing right now, at least up to October, and we've explained this, is that Bitcoin could be squeezing into 150K in the next 88 days. Now, if we're going to complete the cup and handle pattern here, that's happened over time. Looks exactly like gold. That's what's crazy. This looks exactly like gold. Gold did the same thing, and it successfully completed the exact measurement, which for gold, it was 80%. Gold did 80% of the breakout on the handle. Bitcoin is at 222% of the depth for the cup. Now, if we go from the bottom of the handle right here, which is this wick, all the way up, and gold successfully did 15 to 20% more than the depth of the cup. So then I increased it to 245%. That brings it to $170,000 per Bitcoin when it successfully completes the full breakout. Now, why am I thinking that this can happen? Well, because it literally just happened with gold. So look, the depth of the cup was 73%. It actually completed an 83% breakout. Actually, if you want to go from the bottom of this, of the bottom right here, it actually went up 114% from the bottom of October 2022. Okay? So this is really important to do this comparison because, right, what's always compared to Bitcoin as a store of value? Gold. So if gold was able to do this, and then now that institutions are starting to pile in, what makes you think Bitcoin won't do the same thing? So now you increase this up and go into where I think we really truly are going to be hitting possibly, I mean, it could even happen by the end of the year, is that $200,000 per Bitcoin. And smarter people than me that know a lot more about finance are saying this. It's not just me. It's not just people on the crypto YouTubers just spitting, just talking out of our butt. I've already done the research without having to hear the headlines of VanEck CEO says the price is going to go to 200K. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know. I've been known that. So that's why I get confidence that like I am analyzing these charts and really starting to see these things in a macro, big, zoomed out perspective, just like the big money is. So I know I'm in the right track. I know I'm on the right track. I know we are on the right track of analyzing this, and you don't have to feel like, it's like a waste of time. No, this is important. This is the difference between you making thousands of dollars and learning how to invest and watching where the money flows. And we can really make some changes here. Put some emojis in the chat if you're feeling that. Put some emojis in the chat. I need some likes. I need some action. I need some. Come on, I need some buzz. Let's go. My daughter's looking at me like I'm crazy. She's like, "You're going off in there." Do I need to calm down? No. King Louis said, don't listen to Dano. Listen to BlackRock, Tommy Lee, Fred Krueger, Matt Hogan. They're all saying the same thing. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be my number 2 fan, King Louis. What are you doing? No, but I think it was Fred Krueger. I think I bookmarked his thesis. Let me go to my bookmarks. I'm pretty sure I bookmarked something that he said, and I was like, oh, that's a cool breakdown. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Yeah. So speaking of Fred Krueger, oh dang. Okay. It's all right. Okay. So this was May 20th. The final run, Bitcoin to 600,000. So the time frame, 90 days from Monday, July 21st. Starting BTC 150K. At the end of July, man, that would mean that we're like truly breaking out, and we're gonna. Well, I think we could be hitting 120K like any moment now. That's what's crazy is like we could be hitting 120K any moment, and it could cause some FOMO and sideliners to be like backing the truck up, you know. He's calling for the DXY collapse from 96 to 68. So final gold price 10,400, ending BTC 600. He says the SPX collapse is 50%. Phase the breach, $200 billion treasury auction is barely covered. BRICS announced independent global payment rail. I don't know. We haven't seen any announcements from BRICS at all recently. If anything, I think BRICS is like scrambling to be able to make deals with the United States so they don't get mega tariffs. So that's been a monkey wrench in any type of, bearish news of like, oh, BRICS is going to have their own currency, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be backed by Bitcoin and gold. And it's just like, I don't know. We'll see. Really now we got to think, Brazil, Russia, China, they're in India. They're all making deals. India already announced a deal. Brazil is getting close to making a deal. I think so it's like, I don't know. So you think they're going to be making deals and also then having a competing currency? I think it's just, I don't know. That's going to be what? A printed BRICS fiat like currency? What? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. If anything, BRICS should just be like, hey, we're an alliance and we're going to now buy Bitcoin. That could be the ultimate, digital arms race or currency race. Is like they could just be like, hey, we're just going to buy billions of dollars of Bitcoin and we're going to hold the supply. I mean, who's to say they can't do that? Bitcoin's open source chain, anyone can buy it, right? And if it can, I know in China obviously it was like, oh, Bitcoin's banned, Bitcoin mining's banned, but in terms of just like big money that just wants to accumulate it, they'll find a way and they'll accumulate it. And guess what? There's not enough Bitcoin to go around. Like we've explained, exchanges are going to run out of Bitcoin. Exchanges will run out of Bitcoin, and it's gonna be interesting. So let's see. There was I wanted to see how much Bitcoin is being held. There was a couple articles, but first, actually, let's look at this heat map, man. Look at this heat map. Everything's pretty much in the green. Everything's looking pretty good. I don't know if you guys ever used this heat map before, but this is a great crypto heat map. Thanks to ChatGPT for linking me up on this one. So it's a stockinsight.net with the crypto heat map. And then it's got the live data charts. You can check that out. Pretty cool. Hyperliquid. Oh, announcement for Hyperliquid and Phantom Wallet is that Phantom Wallet now has perpetuals, but it's just for European users in UK. So do what you will, but perps are available on the Phantom app, and it's powered by Hyperliquid. You can go up to 40x long on Bitcoin, ETH, and everything else is kind of in the 10, 15, 20x kind of leverage max for some of the altcoins, kind of minimizing the risk. Because when you're going 200x on like unicorn fart dust, you might get liquidated really fast when you're 200x longing unicorn fart dust. But yeah, we're liking that heat map. But yeah, this was his call, starting BTC 150,000 by July 21st. So man. Oh yeah, so AI Griff, I actually really like Jupiter perps. Yeah, Jupe perps are great. Like you can just go right into Jupiter and you can, but it doesn't have a lot of coins. It's just Solana, ETH, and Bitcoin. But you can use Bitcoin, Solana, you can use different forms of collateral, but also whenever you go long or whenever you take profits, you can actually get the profits back in Bitcoin and I think in Ethereum. I think also possibly in Sol too. So I have to double check. I think you get the profits, you can get it paid in Bitcoin on the Jupe perps. But then when you're long on like Solana, you can get it paid in USDC. But the fees are a little high, I would say. Like when you're doing those types of trades, the fees can get a little high. But it just, I think if you're in a good setup, the fees are not going to offset too much the gains that you could potentially make. I mean, if you're up 100%. I mean, you'll be able to cover the fee. But yeah, we've displayed the Jupe trades before, and it's actually I really like it. I've actually enjoyed doing the Jupe perps trade. Okay, so Hyro is saying he tagged me in a good trade setup. So let's see. Okay, yeah, Sol we've been saying is actually in a cup and handle, and the breakout in a big macro scale, the target's like $850 for Solana. Once we just break some of that, so what is basically this resistance right here, of the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders that you can kind of see Hyro's talking about on Sol. This is on the 4-hour chart. This can give us some really bullish momentum, and so imagine we get a Sol doing this. The Sol meme coins are going to go wild. So we'll just go to the Sol ecosystem, go to volume, and basically, like for what we're seeing, Pudgy Penguins just went up 30% in a day. Bonk went up multiples because of the nature of the bonk.fun, or the launch pad, the launcher for bonk tokens. And then the Trump token, Justin Sun just announced that they're buying more Trump for the Tron DAO treasury and doing heavily intertwined with the Tron ecosystem with the Trump token and World Liberty Financial and the stable coin, the USD 1. So keep your eyes on this, because I'm telling you, like you think that the Trump coin isn't going to possibly break all-time highs again. Think again, because there's possibly going to be something where there's a reason the president launched a meme coin, and hopefully it wasn't just a Rugasol. Hopefully it wasn't just a Rugasol. You can see Aave on Solana liquidity-wise is trading really well. We've mentioned Aave is also in a cup and handle pattern, really bullish. Dog with hat, was at almost $5, I think, at one point. So it's under $1. That thing could start going crazy. But just think about all the coins that are high liquidity, and even just Render. Like, I think about Render as a good coin to be holding if you want to hold it on the Polygon ecosystem, if you want to hold it on Solana, wherever you want to hold it. Yeah, they do. I mean, the real crypto people that want to transact and just send a bunch of stables, they use Tron, because that's why Tron has always been the top in actual stablecoin liquidity for the longest time, and it continues to do so, and there's a reason for it. So I think that a lot of people there's a split camp of view. It's like some people don't think that because institutions are going to be minting stable coins on these chains, that the coin or the underlying asset's going to pump. Like, they don't think that's going to happen. They're like, what makes you think it doesn't mean the coin itself is going to pump? Well, I would disagree. It's just like value and revenue coming into a company, like a company that has a stock on the stock exchange, and their earnings come in and their revenue comes in. It's good. They had a good quarter. Investors are interested. They're have plans to do buybacks and keep the stock healthy, like whatever it may be. Like that's going to make the stock price value and go up. So if that I think it could be the same case with crypto coins, where if it's going to be actually generating revenue and actually being used, then I think the value can go up because, geez, things go up when it's not even being used and it's just being speculation. So I wonder, when we have that mega combination of institutional adoption, funds being set up, the treasuries, then Tron might freaking go up 200, 300%. I don't know, just not out of nowhere, but I mean, it just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And so, so think about the coins that you can hold on Solana that have been pretty, high volume traded. Top right now, IP brand on Solana right now, and also in NFTs, is Pingu. It's Pudgy Penguins. So, it might be something like where this could be easy exposure into one of the most popular brands right now, the Pudgy Penguins. This could be a decent long play, but yeah, just kind of connecting these things together. Ooh. I could keep going. I could probably keep going for hours on making connections of why you should pay attention to some of these ecosystems and not get convinced that, it's dead. Solana's dead. Pump funds killing Solana. Like pump funds, the last extraction for Solana to finally die. And it's just like, don't listen to those people. Those are the people that are mad that they lost all their money in the trenches and they didn't focus on the freaking fundamental things that are happening in the background the whole time. They're focused on the next runner that is like at a 100K market cap. Don't listen to those people. You have to be able to make your own conclusions and do the research and just be like, okay, so let me actually analyze this from a zoomed out perspective. It's the best thing that you guys can do. Because if your mind's in the trench, you are not going to see this stuff. You won't. The trench will burn you. Once you get out of the trench, you start realizing wow, there's just stuff that I could 5 coins. You could narrow it down to at the most 10 coins. 10 coins and lock the freak in. 10 coins, lock in. Not 15, 20 bunch of just focus. Focus. That's the goal. Laser eye focus. That's why we made the choice. We are laser focused on very specific coins in our portfolio. We are focused on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, 10 Inu, Pepe, Solana, Polygon, XYO, Avalanche, Kronos, Brett, Dogecoin. We got, these are kind of our mid-low cap stuff. We're still keeping our eyes on this, but I mean, gosh, we've really even just narrowed it down to that's it. XYO, that's it. This is it. This is a very dialed in small list. Keep it super simple. And I call this the simple strategy portfolio. It's got blue chips, it's got the risky stuff, it's got things that are tied into a lot of these narratives that we've talked about. But it doesn't have, yours can be completely different. I just think as long as you have some Bitcoin, Ethereum, some Solana, some good high level layer ones, you could intertwine these and say, well, I like SUI or you like Say. I would be like, I would even agree with that. I would say yes, like those are heavy hitters. You know, that can be part of this particular portfolio. You can interchange Brett with whatever of the boys club coins you think is going to do well, or you could say, well, or instead of Ponky as a Solana meme coin, you could say, well, I like PopCap more. Whatever, just focus on it, believe in it, work for your bags. This is what it's all about, and so this is what we're doing. All right. Let's see if all of our ranting made the prices move a little bit. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, Bitcoin now that it's pumped up to those all-time highs is now going sideways. Someone told me yesterday that the Bollinger Bands don't work. I would disagree and say the Bollinger Bands work 85% of the time. And I actually really like the Bollinger Bands because it's really simple. You could just use the Bollinger Bands in price action, support and resistance, and RSI, and you will be able to, over time, using these indicators, not use anything else. You don't have to pay for an indicator. You don't have to pay for a bunch of fancy things. You don't have to have a million different things on the chart. You can literally just have, if you go into we'll try and go into the most clean chart right here on the daily and the weekly. It doesn't look as clean, but when you just go into, say, I don't know, 40, let's go to the 45 minute. All I have right here is just the Bollinger Bands, the EMA ribbon. So you can see, if you want to pull this up, guys, go on TradingView, go to ribbon 10, type in ribbon. It's the EMA ribbon Bollinger Ultimate. So this is actually both. It's got both. On this particular screen, though, it doesn't show maybe the Bollinger ribbon. It's supposed to show it. But yeah, that's why we actually added the Bollinger Bands in there, because then you got the ribbon and the Bollinger Bands. So with that ribbon, you can see whenever we trade over the 20 EMA 20, you go to the EMA 20. So this is how you can kind of customize this. You go to the EMA 20 and make the green line, make it thicker. Make it really thick, like the ticker. Make it thick, and then you can see a clear indication of whenever it goes below the green line, that's when it starts to lose a little bit of the uptrend momentum. And it actually tells you when it does this. Uptrend is weak. Uptrend is weak. You can see where it goes down, hits the bottom of the band, and whenever it's below the band long enough, you can see that it can get a little bit of recovery. But if it's going sideways, then it just kind of goes sideways. But you can see once it starts to trade over that green line again with some strength, then that's you're bullish. It's bullish. It's kind of like a bullish wave. You can kind of see where, okay, the green line is now crossed, and now the green line, the EMA 20, is now on the bottom of the wave. Now it's gone bearish. Whenever it's switched and the green line is now above in the wave, then we are bullish. Right now, we're still trading above that bullish EMA 20 on the 45 minute, and we're about to crush through this resistance of the all-time high. And whenever you look at the daily here, you can see that the candle that has formed is a bullish candle. According to Cheds, this is a southern doji where you have a lot of air and wick on the movement and a small body on the upside here with not very much of a wick to the on the top of it. And combined with this momentum and this price action and volume, it's bound to continue into the next level. Now, if this was a candle that happened. I think there was a candle that is the opposite of this that happened, where here it is. Oh, this is perfect. So here on the daily, where you see we broke the all-time high here, and this was in December 2024 right here. Look at that candle. That was a northern doji, where we had the run up to the upside, and then now the body was it was more. I'm probably getting it mixed up, but either way, just don't the framing of the word of it, but just the candle itself. Just focus on the candle. Just focus on the candle and the wick. Look at the difference between this and then the candle that happened afterwards. Massive sell-off. Okay? Look at the candle that happened right here. The same thing. Look at this. Look at that wick. Massive manipulation on that one. That one was ridiculous. Now, go to this one. Completely different. Completely different. Different type of momentum. Different type of candle breakout for all-time high. So it's looking really good. It's looking really good. So yeah, we are still currently in the Bitcoin trade. We're currently in the ETH trade. And also, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're just coming in, we've been running our mouth for over an hour now, so I'm sorry if you're just catching it just right towards the end. But yeah, we have been going for over hour and 15 minutes. So, So yeah, if you're just coming in, or if you haven't hit the like button already, just make sure you do that, because we love to get these live streams to 20 likes or more. It's a nice average. And I want to see some more excitement in the markets. I think this is the perfect opportunity to start being evangelistic about and it's not I feel like it's irresponsible to just be yeah, come into crypto. You'll be great. You'll be happy and you won't feel stressed at all. You just make easy money. No, I want to be honest with people and say, hey, have you thought about having a plan of investing? Or are you doing a budget? Because think about it. Before you even think about investing, you have to know what your budget is. You got to know what your expenses are. You got to know what your input and output is. You have to know how much money you actually have left over in the month. I think a lot of people avoid these things because life. You're going through life. You're trying to you have a work life. You have a social life. You have a family life. You have all these things happening and you're getting pulled in different directions. And if you're not solid, then you're probably going to not be doing the micro budgeting that you probably should be doing to then figure out how much you can invest, how quickly you are going to be able to pay off that credit card, pay off that small loan, pay off whatever it is that you need to be paying off. This is what I want to help people with. Or to guide them in that direction. Because that's kind of the reality for most people, is they haven't even figured out that basis yet. And then once you do that, then you can start thinking about setting up the wallets, setting up a strategy of going, okay, now I know that I have $500 left after I paid all my stuff. I have, whatever budgeted for food and some, extracurricular activity kind of stuff. Then now I got $500. What are you going to do with that? Well, now I learned from Dano Crypto that I can even be as simple with no volatility and buy some stable coin and just have it being staked and earning percentage. Also learned that you could just DCA into some blue chips. And you can set limit orders. You can buy at any point of the day. You can set a certain day that you want to buy. And then before you know it, you have a plan. You know when you're going to pay off stuff. You know how much you have left over. You know that if you're hey, this is how much I'm going to have and invest over the next couple months, every single month. And if you're diligent with it, all of a sudden by the end of the year, you're like, whoa, I got thousands in my investment portfolio. And this doesn't even have to be crypto. Doesn't even have to be crypto. It could be it could be your IRA. You could be putting extra in your 401k. If you have a 401k, if you don't have a 401k, you can just go and set up an investment account at Vanguard or wherever you want to do it. And a lot of these now have access to crypto investment. So then now you can get exposure into the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, dividend bearing ETFs and stocks. Doesn't have to be crypto, but at least you're getting into the mindset and getting into the direction of being like, okay, this is how I need to start doing stuff. Because if you don't, you're just years and years are going by where you're not making much progress on paying the debt. It's just like, it feels like you're on a hamster wheel. You're just going and going. It just feels like it's never ending. If you're feeling like that, it's because you don't have an adequate plan to fix it. You don't have a time frame of when, and you don't know exactly when you're going to be able to actually pay whatever it is that you're trying to do off or figure that stuff out. I don't know, Hyro. You tell me. I mean, I've tried to get Mr. M, but he's super, super busy. He's like recording podcasts like crazy. Crypto Kid, I haven't talked to in a little bit, but I feel like Crypto Kid will come on, and I know Carl, he was interested in coming back on the channel, but then the moment that we were gonna plan it, he went on like a spiritual journey of travel, so he was all over the place and buying Ferraris and racing and stuff like that. So it was hard to get a hold of him, and then Da Vinci, he's even harder to get. I have to go through Mr. M to get to Da Vinci, and then Da Vinci just says no to everything. So that's why when Da Vinci actually came to my crypto meetup, I was flabbergasted. I was like, wait a second, he's gonna come? Because to get Da Vinci to show up, like, I mean, it's a challenge. But maybe if you guys, enough of you, spam his X account, just go to DaVinci J15. Go to DaVinci J15 and just like spam his account. But yeah, it's been a hot minute. Yeah, the Moon Show was fun. Like it was crazy. We were doing the Moon Show when it was also just the really boring times in the market. It was like Bitcoin was going sideways, and it was like before the ETF was even approved, and we were just like, come on guys, like get excited. And but yeah, it was cool. It was a fun experience to just kind of get my chops on doing a live stream or just doing a show. But yeah, DaVinci's OG. He's OG. And I think people like this, they're interesting because people like this that they've been in the game for a long time, they have a lot of people that respect them, and then they got a lot of haters. So there's like a half split always with people that have stayed in the game long enough. Like you're always going to have haters. You're going to have people that, oh, Da Vinci's a scammer, blah, blah, blah. It was like, or, oh, or there's people that like, hey, this dude freaking told us to buy Bitcoin when it was under $1. Like, give the man some freaking respect. So that's how, but yeah, I give him respect. He's definitely, hardcore OG. And also whenever we did meet, he was, very, very nice. Very, very good, good aura, good dude. And it's always been great to at least have him even just a smidge in my circle. Cause he's just wealth of knowledge, it's good to have people like that. At least a phone call away. Same with Carl, These are heavy hitters. These people have they got a lot of Bitcoin. They got a lot of Bitcoin and conviction, People like Da Vinci and MM Crypto and Carl, which all those dudes have the haters and get a bad rap, but like they massively changed their lives by staying in crypto. You know, like think about it. Like, why would I not want to like meet these guys and try and learn from them or do content with them or figure out like how they work and how their mind works and how they were able to do it? You know, that is how you become successful. You don't hang around a bunch of people that are not going to like motivate you or even like give you that feeling like, wow, like I can do this. Like I can acquire this type of wealth as well. So people have asked me that question. Why would you try and blah, 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 blah? That's why. You try and figure these people out. But I digress. Whoa! Bitcoin's breaking out, baby. Holy moly. Look at this right now. God. Look at this candle. I was telling you guys. I was just telling you. The candle's bullish. Ched's Trading was telling you this morning. The candle's bullish. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Holy moly. Holy moly. Let's go. I bet ETH is looking like insane too. Like, oh yeah, just see, that's the thing. We were like, look, if we don't go back into this purple box, we are going. We're going home, baby. Yes, this looks so good. This looks amazing. All right, now we're getting somewhere. We got 19 people in. Bitcoin is all-time highs. We got over 300 people watching on X. Let's go. We're feeling it. Amazing. I wonder what's happening with the Pulse ecosystem. It's not moving. Well, what's new? All right, not too late to trade it. I know. That's the thing. Like I feel like if I would love to just like cash out some of these profits right now and then go right into a degen trade. But then you think about it, okay, if Solana's going to break out, what coin on Solana hasn't broken out really just yet? One of them I think was Ponky. If we're looking at some coins that haven't really like pushed it too hard, or now it's breaking out. Now it's gonna start pushing. Look at this. I mean, everything is about to start running. If we go 115, if we hit 115 really fast, and I told you guys, like once we break some of these levels, we're gonna shoot to 115 really fast, and it's happening right before our eyes. I'm not an idiot. I try not to be, but, and I gotta stop saying that also too. I gotta stop saying that on the stream. Just get excited. But yeah, look, this is happening. It's happening right now. All right, well, let's see. All right, you guys, let's play that game, Hyro. Let's play that game. All right, we're Solana's at 157 and it's currently on a breakout candle on the 15-minute. This candle right here is at 1%. It's just a 1% candle. It's showing some volume. It's showing some strength. We do have an inverse head and shoulders, as Hyro was pointing out. You can see breaking the neck. It broke the neckline here. And if you're looking at this on the 4-hour, yep. Now the target would be 168. 168 is that resistance. You can see the Bollinger Band, though, curve here, 172. That actually would be a good call right here, 172. And it looks like that's actually where it's heading. The 4-hour chart is looking sweet on Solana right now. Yeah, it is looking really, really good. It is looking good. Wow. Okay. So yeah, what would that gain? What would that gain be? What would that gain be from the entry right now? That would be a 9% move to the upside. 9% move to the upside. Man, I just like this is I would have to take liquidity from these trades to then go into this particular trade, but do we want to do that? We're just FOMOing? But yeah, it's Bitcoin is just popping right now. Bitcoin's popping. I'm glad this is happening on Thursday. Like I want to see what happens today. Like where can we get by the end of the day? And this will give us an indication of how we're going to start trading into the weekend, because it could be a crazy weekend where it's just like, it's like, you know, I mean, who knows? I mean, we could be hitting 120K here in the next couple days. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going to run on these trades. Like they're not big trades, but they are producing some pretty decent gains. And if I just kind of let them ride, you know, I would just, I don't want to put in any trades really today. I think if I wait till tomorrow, or just even wait till tonight, just to kind of see how the market works and how it's going to react to these prices. We just have to see where we're going to hit that resistance. Like, where's that resistance going to be hit? You know, this is price discovery. We're basically in price discovery now. Well, that's how it happens. Well, that's what's always funny is like, if you can stay live long enough to find the all-time high and the momentum, then all of a sudden everyone starts coming in. They're like, okay, who's live right now? But so that's why it's you have to. You got to keep streaming. You got to keep streaming, keep clicking, and things will eventually pump, you know. It's really funny how, you know, content creation and live streaming and doing all that stuff, it's very much just like investing and creating a company or whatever it may be. You have to have conviction, you have to believe in something, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to be, you know, almost kind of a little bit delusional. And battle a lot of the quitting feelings, of the capitulations and all that stuff, because, you know, I think at the end of this, the end of it all, but in the end, hopefully we'll be able to reap the benefits, reap the rewards of losing hair and getting more gray hairs. I mean, we have gotten so much gray hair. We've like our back of our head's been thinning. At least the haircut that I got recently fixed that. I don't know. What do you guys think about the haircut? 1 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 10. Yeah, I mean, if it's rare that I actually really like my haircut. So if I like my haircut, I'm gonna feel good about it. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, look at I have picture proof that crypto ruined my hairline and gave me gray hair. 100%. If you go back, before I started even getting into crypto, my hair was long. It was a lot longer. It wasn't thinning as bad. And the moment I called myself a trader, it was like my hairline started to go. It was just like started to escape. Started to look like Benjamin Cohen. Hyra's asking, when are you coming to Boston to visit? Oh my gosh, should I go to Boston? I've heard mixed things about Boston. Mixed signals about Boston. I know it's cold in Boston. You get so cold. You gotta stick together, everyone. It's cold. Yeah. This reminds me of the Joe Rogan skit. Conferences. There is a, speaking of conferences, actually, yeah, I'm interested in this blockchain futures conference. We knew that they were coming to Florida last year, and we were like, hey, this is cool. They're going to be in Miami. And so I thought, yeah, that would be fun. It's blockchain futures. So they started in Canada. It's been a big one in Canada. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, DeFi, TradFi, Web3 tech. So it's kind of just like just everything, you know. It's like a big, really cool conference, and at least it looks like it. Got a lot of speakers, a lot of good sponsors, and so this is, I think, what we're planning on going to. Yeah. So this is happening November 5th and the 6th. And so if you're able to make it to this particular conference, then yeah, we're possibly going to be working with them like as a promoter, possibly, because we'd like to go, but then also we could probably have like a link to like get some tickets and things like that, but we'll see. That's still a developing thing. So, but this is just, speaking of conferences, this is what I'm interested in going to, because we did not go to the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. We had to skip that. So we were thinking there's probably going to be other conferences that we can check out and go to. So yeah, we're keeping our eye and our radar on that one. Man, Sprotos came in hot. Look at this. Look, see, that's what happens. You get the Sprotos. Look, like, you see these guys rating, you're in the right place. You see these dudes rating, you are in the right place. All right. And yeah, I will. I'll get it. I will get a discount link. I will get a discount link. All right. So yeah, these trades are going. They're going. Oh, for the next one? Well, I know for the next one, I'll be able to get some tickets, and I'll most likely be able to go to the next one for sure. It was just, I just did not plan properly to kind of make it happen for that one. So I just, like, I didn't want to force it. Like, I could have gone, but then it just would have been me like forcing it. So for me at the time, it just didn't really feel like the right move. So that's how I handled that one. But for this one, it feels like there's enough time to prepare, and also I've already been in contact with them, and so this seems like a nice way to break back into the conference sector. But okay, let's keep checking here. Bitcoin is on its way to 115. This kind of was one of our calls here. It's one of the calls. We said it's probably going to break up to 115 fairly fast, and then we're just going to have to see what happens from there. Excuse me. Yeah, it's happening right now. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's looking really good. It's a shame that we don't have like mega trades open right now. I mean, I'm happy we have trades open. I'm not complaining, but man, I mean, imagine if we could just have like unlimited capital, like a lot of these people do. Like, they just manage to have unlimited capital to be able to trade, and they can lose them, have as much as they want, but then they can just, they can do these things. Just imagine, but we'll have that same problem. We'll have that same problem here soon. We'll be like, we don't know what to do with all this liquidity. What do we do? You retire the entire bloodline. That's what you do. My choice right now is if I want to just like close these trades just completely and then find another spot of support. You talking about me, King Louis, except I get liquidated? Oh. All right, guys. Think I have to sign off. I have to sign off because I gotta get going with the rest of the day. If I was getting paid if I was getting paid to live stream for hours and hours, then you bet your butt I would just live stream for 24 hours a day. But no one's paying me to do that yet. Oh, I know. Yeah, the ETH trade, I saved my ETH trade 2 different times. You can see it. You can see it where I put in, I was like, nope, you're not going to get me. And I was like, boop, boop. I put in liquidity there, and then that was like the perfect time to do it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming in today and just chatting and being active and being excited and giving me questions and just keeping me on my toes. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it wouldn't be a show without you guys showing up. So you guys are just as much a part of this live stream than I am. You know, you're a big part of it. So thank you. Just want to give my thanks and show my appreciation for the community. So thank you to the Dojo crew. Thanks for everyone that showed up on YouTube and hit the like button. And thank you to everyone that was watching also on X. I think we hit some record-breaking numbers, having 253 people tuning in. And yeah, let's keep that momentum going. Let's get up to 1,000 people watching on X. Let's get this algorithm going. Let's bring this crypto education across the world. Let's do it. We can do it together. All right, my friends. Thank you. I'll see you later. Maybe I'll see you later on a impromptu late night live stream. If you end up seeing a notification for that, come and hang out. All right. We'll see you later. Peace.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap on Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.